10 of you. I've been working on the Toyota today. It's already the afternoon. I didn't film anything this morning or anything. I just started working on it, getting it back together. Everything was going real good. Noticed that Keystone sent me two right-hand bumper inserts, the plastic pieces that mount to the fender that the bumper clip onto. They sent me two rights, so I had to get a hold of them and have them get me a left-hand one on its way. Should be here tomorrow. Other than that, I would have everything back together on this Toyota already. So I started putting coolant in the radiator and got a leak. I'll insert the picture right here. But yeah, started leaking about halfway up. The owner, he purchased a used radiator, used fan shroud. Radiator didn't have any signs that it was damaged or anything, would have any leaks in it. So not really anybody's fault on that deal, but draining the fluid out of it right now, and going to take the radiator out so when a new one comes I can slap it in and get it back together. But yeah, other than that, everything else has been going on real smooth. Paint matches real good. You can see it turned out real good, laid out real slick and everything. So it turned out good. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to put the bumper all together, so when the radiator and that other piece comes, I can just put the thing together and send it on its way. Part of it, stuff happens like this. Just have to go with it and keep at it, and I don't know what else to say. You just gotta take it as it is and do what you can to keep things moving. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get it back out and get it ready for when the new one comes. Back in the shop this morning, still waiting on the radiator and the other piece for the Toyota. So so while I am waiting on that, I'm going to start on the Silverado. It has a dent in the hood right here from the deer, and the scratch right here, it runs all down the side of the truck. I don't think it was from the deer, but this is wrote up on insurance, so I'm going to fix it also. Blend the fender, blend the hood, clear the whole hood, clear the whole fender. Paint matching this, paint matching the grill. So I'm gonna get all that stuff ready, and after I get all that stuff ready, then I'll start taking off the bent pieces and replacing them. You can see the deer pushed the radiator, condenser, all that stuff in. So start fixing that. First thing though, pull that dent out, repair it, get some primer on it, get some primer on this because it's textured, and he wants it smooth, so we're gonna have to prime it a time or two before I can paint it. So let's get after it. So, I thought I pressed record so you could be on time lapse while I was taking the Silverado all apart, the front end. Never pressed record, so It's probably boring. Probably would have skipped through it anyway, but I didn't get it. So here we are now. She's all blown apart. Fender was kinked right here, pulling it in because the hood was kind of overlapping the corner of the fender here. So I loosened it up and straightened it up a little bit. So I haven't adjusted it as far as gap wise, but I can bring it in some more, tighten that gap up now. Which this side of the gap is a little wide too, so while I'm adjusting things, I'll bring it in also. But on the other time lapse, you see me pull the dent, got it pretty close, put a little bit of filler on it. I'll start blocking it out. I'll sand this scratch, and I don't know, it don't look like there's any dings. Maybe, sorry about that, there may be a small ding right here that may need some filler, but most of this will probably sand out. But I'll get to doing that. And the door gap, fender to door gap where it got hit in the front end is okay. So all I need to adjust is this front here. And I'm gonna go over my parts, make sure I got everything for when it goes back together. And then I gotta take this top piece off of the front bumper and prep it too. But that's where we're at on it, and I'll get to sanding this scratch and this filler. So I was sanding the upper bumper piece for this Silverado, and sanding the Bondo and everything for it, and new radiator and the bracket to mount the bumper to the fender for the left hand side came in because they sent me two rights. So I went ahead and stopped what I was doing on it, worked on the Toyota, got the new radiator in, got the bumper and fender flares all in, and she is ready to go. Few things a little bit different on this one. There's some tabs that was broke on the headlights that he just wanted glued, and they're not really wanting to hold, so I put a zip tie around them too. He's not wanting to spend the money to buy headlights. And the grill is a little bit different than the factory one that was on there. He ordered all the parts for this thing. It was a new grill, used front bumper, used hood. So that was all on him as far as ordering the parts and everything like that goes. But it is ready to go. I gotta get into contact with him because he did mention maybe changing the airbags out too, but he may end up doing them. So if I end up doing them, I'll show you what I went through to change all of them, because they're pretty much all blown except for the passenger side dash. Seats blown, lower one down there is blown, everything. But if he ends up doing it, then I won't share with you, because it'll be at his place and he'll be doing it. But it is all done, and I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna go eat me a bite, and then I'm gonna get this over in the booth. After I sand these few little spots, and it's ready for primer. There are some good rock chips in the front, so instead of just painting over them, went ahead and fixed them. And then I don't know if I went over it already, but if I did, I'll cut this out. I got the wrong radiator. The radiator that was in it was this aftermarket aluminum one, and as you can see, it is all bent. It actually didn't leak, but it was all warped up, and I ordered another radiator without measuring that. Something I'm not familiar with on these Chevrolet trucks and stuff. This is the first one I've worked on. I went ahead and ordered it not knowing, and this is a 28-inch length core, and I need a 34. This is a 3-row I ordered, and that looks to be like a 2. So I got the other one, a new one coming. This one is for sale. I got it for sale on Facebook and Instagram, so I may be able to sell it on there. If not, I guess I got an aluminum radiator for a Silverado. They're not much. As paid a little bit more, but I'm going to sell this one for $150. I paid just a little bit more off eBay to get it. So, but other than that, this thing is coming along. Checked everything else, make sure everything ordered is all here and all that I need, and from best I can tell it is, so should be good to roll on this. Paint for it came today, so maybe I'll get some paint on it by the end of this week and knock this one out. So Toyota is all done, drove it down the road. Everything was just fine. Actually drove really good. Moth just come in here. Come here, you. It's gonna land right in the primer, I know it is. Nope, it's not now. Okay, I got the top bumper cover sprayed with a few coats of primer. It may still need to be primed again, just it's how texture stuff is. You have to prime it quite a few times. If I sand it, prime it again, I know it won't, I'll feel better about it not shrinking back and showing the texture. So I may still do that, but I put quite a bit of primer on it because I mixed up a little more than what I wanted. Scratching the fender, primed it. Notice there's a dent down at the bottom of the fender, so went ahead and fixed that, primed it. The dent in the hood is fixed and primed, and then went ahead and primed the chips along the front. So Silverado is all primed and ready to go. Or should I say ready to drive. What's going on? It is the end of the day, Thursday. No, I did not film anything today. Had a lot to get done. Mow the yard. Ended up washing the vehicles too, but I got the Silverado sanded to do my blend and everything on the hood. I got it wrapped up in plastic because I primered the top of the bumper again after I'd sanded it. Sanded it with 220. It came out real smooth. Had a couple nicks in it that I had to fix, scratches, and put another coat of primer on it. I will sand it tomorrow morning, take the Silverado up. I sanded the grill, scuffed the grill up too. Paint it all tomorrow morning. Well, it'll probably end up being about afternoon by the time I get it all taped up and ready to paint, sanding this. So get some paint on this tomorrow. And yeah, it'll be ready for when the radiator comes. The radiator may come Saturday. If not, it'll be Monday or Tuesday before I get it back together. I have a Chevy 2 coming Sunday. Be kind of interesting. It's to fix somebody's screw up that yeah, fix somebody else's mess because they wouldn't get back with the owner to fix what they messed up. So guess who gets to fix it? Yep, I get to fix it. And I'll show you what all it entails when it gets here. It shouldn't be too bad of a fix. The biggest issue is going to be how to paint it the easiest way, because it's yeah, I'll talk about it when it gets here. I gave the truck, and well, yeah, I watched the S550 not too long ago, so it was still in pretty good shape. But the truck, it was needing a really good wash. It's been sitting out here just getting filthy and nasty. I actually don't even know if I washed it since before the winter. So yeah, it was due a good washing, so gave it a wash, and then went ahead and washed the S550. It's nice and clean. May take it to the English Mountain Race this Saturday. Virgil is going to have a no prep race over there, so may go and watch some of that, and may film some of it. I don't know, may just film the stick shift stuff, because I'm sure Virgil will have a video come out of the whole race, so I don't want to impede on him. So I may just film some of the stick shift cars racing, and may not film any of it. May just wait and film stuff when I get to racing. But that'll do it for today. Hopefully the owner of the Toyota come pick it up in the next day or so. He's also got another concrete pump for me to paint. Actually, I don't know if my first videos had a concrete pump on there or not. I think so. I think I filmed it. But he's got another one for me to paint, so that'll be coming in the next week. So yeah, stuff steadily coming in. Gotta paint a bumper and a fender on a Mustang 9904 Mustang next week also. So I'm gonna try and get the Nova painted next week. Yeah, anxious to get this one done and out of here. I've had so much small stuff come in that I wasn't ready for when I started out on my own. So having 1, 2, and don't forget the silver coupe car is still here that I have to paint all over also. That's in primer. It's actually in my trailer. Don't forget about it, but I'm not gonna have 3 all overs here at one time. It's too much for just one person, and it takes up too much space, takes up too much time. I don't want people's cars sitting here this long. So once I get this one knocked out and that one knocked out, then I'll take in another all over, which I got them lined up. There, people are waiting for me to get them in here. I'll get another one to come in here, get the coupe car knocked out, and then start only having hopefully one all over at a time in here. That's my goal. And then that way I can kind of get stuff a little bit more efficient of getting in and out, even if it's a complete all over job, because these have been here way too long. Had some setbacks of me getting sick, and then having to stay in the hospital, and then having my tonsils removed and stuff like that. But that's no excuse. Hopefully paint next week. Well, didn't video anything again today. I don't think so. So I'll just recap what I did today, Friday. While I was painting the Silverado, I figured when I had a little bit of, I was mixing up clear, might as well, I had my headlights for the Cobra already sanded down, sanded them the other night. So I went ahead and sprayed them with clear. So no more rock chips on them. So they look really nice again. This green on this Silverado, I don't know why I said green like that, but this green short is really nice. Man, it's a pretty color. I really like it. But everything looks like it turned out really good. Remember, this piece was textured, and now it is smooth. I like that green. And then blend turned out really good. Got a little bit of trash there. Remember, had primer here fixing the scratch and a dent down at the bottom, and and then a dent right in here. So it is good. There was a bug that got in it right about right there. I had to get him out, so I put a little bit of clear on it, but this hood had a bunch of little cracks all in it. And I mean, if it was somebody that was wanting paying out of pocket to fix issues with the paint that was on it or something like that, I would have went differently on this, because to get them cracks that was in it, I would have needed to sand it down a lot and primer the whole hood. And then you would have went into having to blend into this fender and stuff like that. Well, the insurance company isn't going to pay for stuff like that. They're going to pay for the damage that's on it. So in an older model vehicle like this, the thing only books like $3,000 something, which people pay more for these than that. But it's almost like a Fox body. Insurance company ain't going to give you a bunch of money for it. They're going to just total it out. So to keep this thing to keep this from totaling, I even had to discount some of the cost of the parts to keep it under the 70, I think it's 75% to not total it out. So this, it looks, you can kind of see it in the camera if I catch it. It looks like a bunch of trash that's in the hood. You get it out in the sunlight, it's not really gonna, you're not really gonna be able to see that. But you can look at that a lot. But it's not trash. It's tiny little cracks in the paint. I don't know if you can really see it in the camera or not. But there's like a bunch of little cracks in the clear coat in the paint that was just from heat and, you know, not having no kind of protection of wax or anything like that on there. But there wasn't really anything I could do about it, like I said, without having to sand it all down, priming it, and blend it into this fender. And then you got to look at the rest of the truck on fixing there's scratches and dents still in the truck, tops fading. You know, you gotta stop at some point. So it may be able to sand this with some 2000, run over it and polish it out real nice, and it'd be even less noticeable. But I'll leave that up to the owner on whether he wants to do that or not, because I mean, really, out in this, it looked worse than this before I put new clear over it, which clear is going to sink down into all them little cracks, and that's all in it. And it looks like trash, but what it's done is the clear is sinking down into them, and it's making a low spot. But other than that, it looks pretty good. I'm going to hit this a little bit with some 1500, 2000 where that bug was at. That way I don't get a bad spot there. And while I'm at it, I may hit some of the more that's actually, there's some spots that actually is trash. I'll knock them off too. But yeah, it's looks pretty good. I really like that color. I mean, man, this truck with a real good paint job on it, and that color, and then sanded and buffed and everything, shoot, man, that thing looked good. But it's got good reflection, good. The gloss is really nice. But yeah, he should be happy with that.